All right, my name is Sonia Keme. If I want you to listen to what Dele Farotimi said in this video concerning P2B, just listen.
My disappointment is more with the people who would be willing to embrace the delusional lies of the possibility of anything changing or improving if either Tinubu or his twin brother Atiku or Etiku should become the president. They are actually twin horsemen of the apocalypse. They are not different. They are the same. You can actually produce an identikit that fits both. Both are criminal in nature and intent. Both have public records of extreme avarice and stealing. Both are integrity challenged. The difference is that we don't know the true name, age, and parentage of one. The other one at least has a credible story as to his provenance in the public space. So what you are actually seeing, you are looking at two dogs. One is a mongrel, the other is an Alsatian, but they are both dogs. So it's not like they have presented us, the species is the same. So it is up to Nigerians to look beyond those two, because frankly speaking, you will notice that I haven't spent much time on Atiku because there's really nothing to say about him. He has sufficiently introduced himself. Obasanjo has done a fantastic job of defining him, so we already know him. But Tinubu, because of his ownership of a lot of press levers, the purchase of the intellectual kaku makers, you find that he's not properly interrogated and people are dancing around the issues when they are talking about him because they've all fed from his table. Feeding from his table has meant that a lot of illusions have been allowed to travel undispelled for too long. So when you are dealing with Tinubu, you are dealing with the falsehood of stories of the success story that Lagos is. What success story, for heaven's sake?
Now let's also look beyond Atiku. Clearly, I read one of your recent tweets where you actually talked about the only plan he has is corruption. What about Peter Obi, for example? Now, Peter Obi has actually garnered so much in terms of followership.
We are the ones who need to recruit our leaders. If our leaders are non-existent and Nigeria has none, and Peter Obi has come out and is offering leadership qualities, he has proven himself in a state, even though there are people who challenges his records in Anambra, but it has traveled long enough for us to say that reasonably he must have done well in Anambra. Now, if he has done well in Anambra and is coming to Nigeria, he must understand something. The primary issue with Nigeria is that it has been destroyed beyond repairs. So if you are going to be able to preserve Nigeria, you have to actually reimagine Nigeria and then sell your new image of Nigeria to the Nigerians. Because it's a democracy, it's not going to be all Nigerians that you can sell your ideas to. But if you sell your ideas to sufficient numbers as to propel a movement for change, then you are a leader.
But some of your critics might say, or actually says that if it's not, do you think the Muslims northerners will allow the constitution to be redesigned to remove their advantages?
You see, this is the first thing that pains me when these questions are asked. What advantages? Whose advantages? The only persons that Nigeria currently advantages are the members of the ruling class. The people in Kankara, they are Fulanis. Zamfara is Fulani and Hausa almost equally divided. The northeast, the Boronus and the Boronus and the Fulanis, and then a lot of minorities. Who is enjoying Nigeria the way it is? Why are we afraid to confront our problems with ideas because the ideas will be unpopular? Why? They might be unpopular. Yes, explain it to them. Speak to people in relatable terms. Is it that the man in the northeast and the northwest does not want good life for themselves and their children? Do they understand how the structural lopsidedness of Nigeria makes it impossible to develop infrastructure Do they understand that once upon a time, the same country that had only 4 regions now has 36 states and a federal capital, each of which has a governor, a state house of assembly? Once upon a time, there were more local governments in the southern, in fact, Yoruba land, the west, had more local government than the whole of northern Nigeria, because local governments were not the basis for sharing revenue. They were basis for locating development, and the western region was interested in urbanizing and developing its space. So they created a lot of local governments, but today, you create local government based on land mass, whether there are people there or not. These so-called advantages, how does it trickle down to the common man on the streets of northern Nigeria? These advantages are claimed in the names of Arewa, but it accrues only to members of their feudal ruling class. It has never percolated down to the people. Why is it that we are afraid to speak to ourselves? Because, you see, we have made it so easy for Nigeria to perpetrate lies, just to be lying. What northern Nigeria? Who are these northern Nigerians? Are the people of the plateau part of this northern Nigeria that does not want restructuring? The people in Bauchi, are they one of them as well? All those parts of Bauchi, the Tangali people, so they don't want this restructuring. The Jukuns in Taraba do not want this restructuring. Are they not in northern Nigeria as well? Who is northern Nigeria? Who are the northern? It is important that we dispel these myths by confronting the issues with truth. If the people in northern Nigeria don't like it, that does not hand them a veto over the rest of Nigeria that might want it. Just as the South cannot on its own gain power without the acquiescence of the North cannot gain power without the acquiescence of the South. Yeah. This is something, so at any point in time, we must all understand that the restructuring we are talking about is not meant to disadvantage anybody. It is meant to make life easier for all of us. And just because one party is saying it doesn't want it, does not mean that those of us who want it should give up on demanding what we believe to be right. We can have this disagreement, we can have this argument, but we must be able to agree on what the facts are, what the truths are. Then we can now begin to argue about opinions. Nigeria is not working. It is not working, and it cannot work on the imperatives of an ethno religious bloc. It can't. It has to be a consensus of all.
All right. When I listen to some of these speeches, I feel like singing my song to the ear of every Nigerian who doesn't have PVC yet. It's no longer the same story again. Go and get your PVC. In 2027, our voices must be heard. Your voice must be heard. My voice must be heard. If you don't have PVC at this time, honestly, I'm looking at you like one of the problems we have in this country. Because if you are an adult, you don't have PVC, and you are sitting down, you are doing nothing. What else do you want to hear to go and get your PVC and prepare and be ready? Just get ready. I bring you some of these videos so that you arm yourself with enough information of what is going on, and you get ready. At least the bare minimum, the least you can do is to get ready with your PVC and vote. Stop sitting down and thinking nothing can be done. People who have been made to believe that change is not possible. That's the area that pisses me off. Because I don't know why somebody will be so defeated that you believe change is not possible. Get your PVC, prepare, and let's take back our country in 2027. Thank you. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing my own part. My name is Onyeke Mefo.